So today we are going to tackle usually the number one question on the internet and on YouTube and everywhere. When should I take my retirement Social Security payment? This is the most common search topic in the entire universe. So I'm going to break it down with some simple numbers to help you make the right decision because there is no right answer. It is 100% up to you, but we will show you financially which one can make more sense the longer you live. So to get started, we're going to break down three options, right? There's going to be what happens if I start at 62? What if I start at 66? And what if I start at 70 taking those payments? And to help us do this, we're going to take some general numbers. They're different for everybody. Obviously, the amount you put in does affect this, but by and large, these all look very similar when people come in our doors. So when people come in at 62, folks, when you get started, you're literally taking 70% of your Social Security benefit. And usually that's right around somewhere, right around $1,200. That's your monthly benefit if you start at 62. Option one. Option two, what happens if I start at 66? Well, now going all the way to 66, folks, you're getting 100% of your Social Security benefit, which many times comes in right around $1,700 a month. And then let's say we wait until 70, right? So we wait until 70, we are going to get 124% of the benefit. We're going to get more than the actual benefit, which comes in roughly right around $2,200 a month. So you have the $1,200 at 62, the $1,700 at 66, and the $2,200 at 70. And these are generalities, obviously applying your own situation, but these are pretty close, folks. And I think what most of us want to know is, okay, so what? What does this mean to me? And I think the way I can make this sense, the most sense out of this is to race, right? And every time you delay, you're starting the race later. I think most people just want to know, when am I going to catch up? When am I going to break even and beat the previous earlier starting race because they're making less money than I am? So if you started at 62 and you're jogging away, you're going, when is the person that started at 66 over here saying, I'm going to catch you? Well, they get going, folks. The 66, obviously, the $1,700 a month, 66 person, the person that turned on their Social Security at 66 will catch the person that started at 62 right around the age of 74, 75. Folks, that's roughly, let's call it 8 years, 7 or 8 years. So if you can live to be 74, 75, you are going to be in the money when it comes to catching the person that started at 62. And then from that point on, you're going to make more money they did in total when it comes to the Social Security pot, which I think is everyone's goal. What about the guy back here starting at 70? I'm way behind. I'm 8 years behind. The 62 person has an 8-year head start. How am I going to catch them? When am I going to catch them to obviously get to the point where I'm breaking even and making more money than that person in total Social Security payments? The answer is around 78 or 79. And these are obviously rough estimates, and they are different for everybody based on your situations, but it's pretty close for universally everyone in these systems. So if that person feels comfortable that they're going to live to at least 78 or 79, you're going to make more money in Social Security. And that's the best I can tell you, right? At the end of the day, you're like, well, what does that mean? I'll make more money? Yes. How much more money? Well, if you live to 80, the person that started at 66 is going to make about 10% more money than the person that obviously started at 62. And the person that started at 70 would make roughly 5% more than the person that started. But if I push this thing out to 90, and a lot of people are like, well, look, I have longevity in my family. What does that mean for me? Well, guess who wins the race now? Of course, the 70 person ends up passing the 66 person and makes about 25% more money. I mean, that's a big number. The person that makes it to 90, who started Social Security at 70, ends up making about $554,000. The person that started at 62 only makes about $417,000. That's over $140,000, folks. Now, am I saying you should wait till 62, 66, or 70? No. I'm saying it's up to you, but know the risk. Just like anything in life. You can drive 85 miles an hour. Or you drive the speed limit. How much risk do you want in your life when it comes to your Social Security? You can obviously get more out of it if you wait a little longer. Clearly, up to 25% more if you live to your 90s. These are substantial numbers when it comes to Social Security and big savings. And I think that's one of the considerations when you're breaking down when to turn on Social Security. Should it, what's right for your family, that's right for you. Some people are nervous Nellies. And for every day that they're not turning on Social Security, it will give them the shakes. And if that's you, turn on 62. But if you're comfortable with a little bit of risk and say, hey, you know what? I want to make some more money. I've got a long history of longevity in my family. I'm healthy. I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to see how I feel at 66. If I'm still feeling good, I might wait till 70. And the duality, what people don't factor into Social Security plan, which is one of the most important things, is that people don't realize some of Social Security is actually taxable. That's right. It increases your tax rates. So if you want to do some very effective IRA tax planning, meaning taking money out of your IRA early in retirement in your early 60s, mid 60s, late 60s, it is very tax advantageous to kick the can on Social Security, getting that money out of the IRA as cheap as possible, then getting it once it's out or converted to a Roth, turning on Social Security. That is the ultimate tax win. Now, am I saying that's right for you? You should consult your tax, professionals, obviously talk to your financial folks, but these are things that can make a huge difference that aren't pennies, but possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars of Social Security savings and hundreds of thousands of dollars of IRA tax savings if you have a plan. And if you don't have a plan, I highly encourage you to take a look at our link below and look at our tax map. Obviously, our tax map is part of every roadmap for retirement. It's built by our internal team of CPAs, and it breaks down when to obviously take money out of your IRA, how much, for how long, over what period of time to maximize tax savings. Because that's one of the things in retirement we can control. We can't control the weather. We can't control what flavors of ice cream Baskin Robbins does every month. But what we can control is how much we take out of our IRA. And those things are very important, folks, because it can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars that are available to your spouse or to your kids and your grandkids that could otherwise be lost if you're just turning on Social Security at 62 and then waiting till 73 to take money out of your IRA. These are so important. I implore you to check it out and obviously give this the time it deserves. If you've already turned on Social Security, don't worry. It's not too late. You can still do a lot of great, effective tax planning with your IRA, even if Social Security is turned on, to save hundreds of thousands of dollars for those folks out there that have the $500,000 or $1 million IRAs. If you have more questions, obviously let us know. We're here to help here at Golden Reserve. If you're not sick of me, do me a favor, just like this video and subscribe.